And the last one, the last Niyama is the most difficult. It's, as in all things in yoga, it is extremely simple, therefore it is difficult. Ishvarapranidhana, which means surrender to Ishvara, not to Deva, yes? And by now I hope most people understand the difference between a Deva and Ishvara. So surrender to God. Now sounds very nice, sounds very holy. We have great sense of patting ourselves on the back because we have now surrendered to God. But it has a huge problem encoded within. What is the problem? Any guesses? What is the problem with this? No, if you surrender to God, there is a problem in your life. Immediately that problem manifests. Or rather, problem in inverted commas. What is the problem? You can't complain anymore. You have surrendered. Now God is taking care of your life. So whatever is happening to you is exactly what is supposed to happen. Yeah? This I had to learn the very hard way. Because I was grouching and complaining about my life to my guru, to Santosha, and she said, if you have surrendered, everything that happens is what is meant to happen. So what is this I am hearing? And like a hammer hit my head, I realized my surrender was conditional and partial. No, my surrender was predicated upon this must happen, that must happen in the time frame and according to how I want it. Then he should have pranidhana. It's complex. It means that you offer your entire prana actually to Ishvara. You give the dhan of your entire life to God. So it might have been, it's a polysemous, I don't want to get too much into it because let's be honest, here is the immediate problem. Even people who say, oh, I don't have any will, I only obey my guru. 99% of them are flat out lying. And they're not lying knowingly, they're lying unconsciously. If you can do that, it is one of the most fantastic things. If you can just stop fighting and struggling and saying, okay, I am just opening myself to the Guru Shakti, let it flow, your life will automatically become better. But people can't do that because they have not done the self-inquiry. They have not done like, who am I? And then most people can't do that. Most people can't do that. So it becomes it's very easy to say that I have surrendered to God and I trust God and all that until something bad happens in your life. Then immediately it becomes, where is God? Or the 70s used to have a standard thing in all the Hindi movies where the hero would scold God. Yes? He would go to the temple and he would scold God because bad things have happened in his life. And it used to be one of our famous sentimental kind of things. But the truth is, if you have surrendered to something, you have lost your power to complain. So, this is usually the most difficult niyama. Because it is very rare for a teacher or for a person, for a teacher to have somebody who surrendered or for a person to surrender. It is very rare. People say also, oh, I am totally surrendered to my husband or to my wife. Both of them are lying through their teeth. Because if you were, you would not be talking to me. There would be no problems. Though if it can be done, that's also awesome. That's one of the greatest sadhanas. That is the mutual surrender in marriage. It's one of the most phenomenal sadhanas. One day I'll talk about it. But people don't have. They don't have that level of tapas, they don't have that level of swadhyaya, they don't have that level of cleanliness. After all that, in this case, yes, this is the one thing which can be possible only after all the others are gone through. It's not like after you have achieved, you can, okay, now I can be a dirty, filthy pig. No, not at all. Now I don't need to do self-inquiry. Not at all. Even the greatest rishis have fallen. So, hum kis khet ke nahi. We need to keep checking what we are doing is right, what we are doing is yama, niyama, always. If you can surrender, nothing better. because then the whole universe starts rotating to fix your. But there is a difference between what we think we want and what we actually need. And the universe gives you what you need. It doesn't give you always what you want. If you're very lucky, your wants and your needs normally are in synchronous vibration. But most of the time our wants are here and our needs are here. So the universe gives you what you need. God gives you what you need. This is something that people find very difficult. Very difficult. I am not, even now I am not saying that the surrender is complete. Because I do realize even now when I am sitting and doing my sadhya, I can realize, okay, there is this holding back. There is this condition. There is this desire. It's not 100%. So it's a process. I hope one day it is. Because I've seen people who've done it completely and they are awesome people. It's just amazing thing to see. My personality is such that it's very difficult. So that is my challenge that I have to overcome. That is my personality. But in most things I can surrender, and most things I can leave it open. So even partial surrender is better than no surrender. Partial surrender is better than no surrender. It's not easy. It's people think this is the easiest part of the Niyama. Actually, it is the most difficult. Because there is no two ways about it. It is either done or it is not done. Yes, there is a process of doing, no doubt, but either you have or you have not. So it becomes a little problematic. But when people hear that we can't complain anymore, that's it. They have no more desires to surrender. I can't have any desires. No, you can't have any desires. Why? Because you have surrendered. Now you will be taken care of. They don't trust the process. They don't trust the process. They don't trust all the assurances. So, it's like a... But if it can be done, which is why they say normally it takes very, very phenomenal yogis only can do it. The normal person can't do it. The normal person can't. We can do all the others. We can do all the self-inquiry and all the cleanliness, and we can do immense tapasya. But surrender everything and no longer have any. Just trust that whatever happens, you can see the stomach knot, and you can see the breath become shallow because anxiety. Okay? So those are the 5 niyamas, the 5 rules in Sarvamsha.